It's finally time. Fire up the gerbils. The buffer is almost complete. The show is almost ready. The buffer is almost complete. The show is almost ready. The buffer is almost complete. The show is almost ready.
Yo, what's up, Ken? Can't hear you. No audio. What is going on, guys?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. It's weird. So many buttons with vMix. Still trying to figure it all out. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody doing good?
Yeah, so Rick said 45-mile-per-hour winds the last 3 days. You know, the weather is just starting to get better here in Pennsylvania.
Ouch.
And this whole entire week it is supposed to be raining. I mean, if you look at like the forecast, it's like a little rain cloud every single day. So
Dude, no, that's terrible, man.
So I guess today topic, Phantom 4 Pro 2.0 new drone launched by DJI. Not even announced, it was just launched. It wasn't announced by them.
That was really like sort of weird that, you know, there was no hype. It was very like sort of, I don't know, like sly of the wrist type of thing, like just sort of down low type of deal. I don't know. Not really. How you feeling about that?
I don't know how to feel. I mean, first of all, as everyone is saying, I think the only two people that really like talked this drone up were the two people that got it early, which was We Talk UAV, Rick from Drone Valley, which good on them. I mean, I'm glad they got it out early. That's cool. But like, I feel like everybody else is kind of like, all right. Like if you're someone new looking to get a Phantom 4 Pro Phantom 4 Pro, I guess, then that's cool because now you get the 2.0. But it's just weird that they don't offer the Phantom 4 Pro anymore.
I don't know. I just feel like the whole thing is just such a cash grab, and like I don't know. Like I understand like why they do things like this, but I don't necessarily agree with it. If that makes sense. It's just terrible.
Here's the difference between the Phantom 4 Pro and the Phantom 4 Advanced is no side sensors, right? And that was like, what's the difference between those two drones? It's like $200-$300, right? The Phantom 4 Advanced is $1,200. So so it's like they needed to add more to the Phantom 4 Pro to make it more worthwhile than getting the Phantom 4 Advanced. So they're kind of like covering their tracks almost.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that in a sense that that's what's happening. I don't know. I just feel like they really just sort of are screwing their fans with this.
I know.
Like
Dude,
I don't know.
Something that I really want to touch on too was just like how disorganized everything seems to be. It's like they release like the Phantom. I don't know. Just everything seems so disorganized and unorganized. Like I love how Apple, we have these set release dates. We can always know what to expect from them. And obviously they're a bigger company with a longer track record. So as DJI begins to release new drones, new versions of drones, then we'll kind of get to see some sort of pattern. But right now, there's no pattern. I couldn't tell you when anything's going to come out. I couldn't tell you what the next drone is going to have or is not going to have. Like,
and I think that's thanks Drone Worship by 3DR.
Yeah, Drone Worship again.
Oh shit, by 3DR, he says.
I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
I don't think I could do that.
I can't
Thanks for
do
Super
it.
Chat, but it's not going to persuade me.
No.
Maybe if you donate enough, then it'll buy me one.
I don't even know, where can you get a 3DR now? Like who's selling them? Is that where you got to find them there?
Yeah, and as Rick said, he just said it's not that big of an upgrade if you already have the Phantom 4 Pro. Like that's true. It's not that big of an upgrade. But like, so if you have a Phantom 4 Pro, it's just kind of like, all right, that looks cool. But again, it could be more enticing now if you have, let's say, a Mavic and you're looking to upgrade to the Phantom 4 Pro, and now it gets OcuSync. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna buy that.
I can see if you don't already have, a Phantom, then do it. But if you do have it, like there's no point, for like us, like, we obviously we have Phantoms, and I'm sorry, I'm fixing the browser as we're chatting. So I apologize. But there's just no point though. That's my biggest ordeal is like, I just don't understand it. Like, I mean, it's just because you can do something like this doesn't mean you should. Does that, you know what I'm saying?
It just sucks how they continue to come out after the fact with these new drones with different options. It's like they come out with the Phantom 4, then the Phantom 4 Pro, then the Phantom 4 Advanced. It just doesn't make sense. It's like, why would you come out with the Phantom 4 Standard, the original one, and then upgrade upon it? I understand that it was a pretty big upgrade. The camera was a pretty big upgrade.
It's finally time. Fire up the drone.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense, from any perspective, to do something like that. And I just feel like they didn't have to, and I feel like without competition they're going to continue to do this. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. And it's bad for the consumer.
Go ahead, keep talking. I just wanted to say real quick that DJI actually has on sale their low noise propellers. They're not on sale yet, but they're on the store. They're out of stock. I'll find a link for you guys. The funny thing is
wait, are they?
Mavic,
are they actually shipping now or no?
No, they're not. I gotta find it. They're not very easy to get to on the website. That's why I'm gonna try to get a link for you guys. But it's like out of stock right now, and you need to get like a reminder. But wait, so does that mean that the Phantom 4 Pro Obsidian is not for sale anymore?
I don't know.
Phantom 4 Pro Obsidian, like,
I'm not 100% sure if that's the case or not.
Doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make much sense to me. But if that's the case, that's really garbage because that was their best drone.
Yeah, why wouldn't they come out with the Phantom 4 Pro Titanium, or Phantom 4 Pro Obsidian? Sorry. All right, guys, here I've got a link for all of you. You guys want to check that out? That is to the Phantom 4 Pro low. Actually, they're called the Phantom 4 Series low noise propellers, so they'll work on any of the Phantom drones. They're called the 9455 propellers, and they have the brand new aerodynamic design.
I see DJI actually has props, or not DJI, B&H Photo has them on sale too. They're back ordered, but they're $10. So I'm probably going to jump towards that.
Yeah, $10 on the DJI Store too, which I forget how much. I think the low noise props were $20 for the Mavic when I bought them. If you wanted a set, they were $20. So it's nice that they're like a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's definitely. I mean, it's better than nothing, but still, I just feel like I don't know. It's
At the end of the day, I think the Phantom 4 Pro 2.0 was unnecessary and unneeded. I like the changes that they made, but I wish they made more changes and just held out for a Phantom 5. You know, but it's just kind of like, again, as you said, if you can do something, it doesn't mean that you have to do it. And I just wish that they didn't do it. This doesn't make sense.
it doesn't make sense, and it's just not really fair to the consumers to do that. Like from that standpoint, it's just not fair. But I mean, there's nobody going to challenge them. There's nobody going to challenge them to go ahead and to do anything better than what they've already done. So it is what it is at this point. And you know, unfortunately, Autel is really dragging their feet with the release of the Evo. You know, I sort of want to talk about that a little bit because it's starting to become more and more annoying as we go.
Yeah, it really sucks because I always like get a little bit hype. I'm like, oh, we're like right here, like it's gonna happen anytime now, and it just like doesn't happen. It's like it even leaves a sour taste in my mouth that they reached out through Twitter. I emailed them and got nothing.
So it's funny. Cardoso tagged us in this video that another creator put out, and it was hilarious. I'm watching this video, and everything he was saying was literally everything I said in March. Everything verbatim. There was literally nothing new. And I just feel like quit showing it at this point because you're just pissing off people that have put a pre-order in. And, you know, like myself, I have a pre-order in, and I'm sitting here like, okay, what do I do? Do I sit and wait, or do I, you know, deal with it?
I'm at a loss for words. I'd love to support an American company, especially in the drone market.
But it's not really an American company though. That's what people.
What do you mean?
So they're based out of Shenzhen. So their parent company is Autel Automotive. So they're really So all they are is a company that basically used to do automotive scanners, and this is the division of them. Yeah. Their scanners didn't sell very well. I mean, they were great for what they were, but now with tablets and everything else, there's not really a need for a scanner. You can hook up a tablet and have OBD2, and you're good to go, and you can scan a vehicle.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So
I remember you said something about like automotive when we were talking about it. I was like, what is he?
Yeah, look it up. Their logo's the same. Everything's the same. It's the same company through and through. So this is weird. It's just weird.
Here's something I want to talk about a little bit, straying away from the just like drone side of things. Did you hear about Google One?
Google One. Are you talking about Android One?
No, it's called Google One, and it's replacing Google Drive.
Google One. I just wish they would stop replacing things. Stop renaming crap. Just leave it alone.
Google Drive is a mess in my opinion, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Like I hate how in Google Drive I have to, like, if I want to open a doc, have to open it up in Docs and open up a totally different app. So I hope they do a little bit of cleaning up. But something that is cool is that now if you've got the 1 terabyte option for $99, they're going to upgrade you to 2 terabytes.
Okay.
So you now get 2 terabytes for $9.99.
I don't like how it stores folders. I never know if things are private or not, and to me that's sort of alarming that I can't determine whether or not my files can be seen by somebody else. Not that there's anything that I care, but it's just the fact that I don't like that. Yeah. The other thing I don't like is that I can't sync files into the same folder from one computer to the next.
What do you mean?
So with Dropbox, when you install Dropbox, all your files, you can basically choose what files you want to sync from, let's say, your Mac to your PC, and all the files will be the same. But with Google Drive, if you try to install it, it installs it as PC1 and PC2, and the files are all different. It's weird. Like, you can't just... Yeah, it's very weird.
It works pretty well on the Mac side of things. Like, you can choose which folders you want, stuff like that. Although I haven't tried on multiple computers. I've just tried on the one computer that I've got.
I've been meaning to load it back up on here, but I have it to where like people can upload videos to the website. Which, speaking of which, I have not done anything with the website at all. But I had it for Flight Pat Sundays, and I was always afraid, I was going to get these massive files, and they were going to sync to the Mac. And 250 gigs of storage is not that much.
It's going to take up a lot of spot. Yeah, it's going to take up some space.
Right, and I was always afraid, I was going to crash the hard drive with just months of a bunch of data. Yeah, I've got Dropbox too, Cardasso, but I never use it like for the website. It's so hard to sync up to where everybody can just upload to it.
I actually have both. I'm kind of a cloud storage freak. I've got I've got 2 terabytes of iCloud Drive. I've got 1 terabyte of Dropbox and 1 terabyte of Google Drive right now. And it just makes it easy when dealing with people. If they send you a Dropbox link, it's easy. I know I've got a terabyte. I can just add it in. Same thing with Google Drive. Although whenever I'm sharing stuff, like for example, I took some photos at my cousin's graduation. It was easy to just throw it in Dropbox and send the link out. I think that everyone's like familiar with how Google Drive works. But if you're dealing with business, I think that Dropbox is a little bit better.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Oh, I forgot. We got a super chat. And we got a couple of awesome chats. So
super awesome chat. Yeah,
super
thank
awesome
you
chat.
to thank you to Adventure Aerospace Vids for the super chat before we even started.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. I don't know. That didn't make the sound. It's supposed to make a sound. Let me try that again.
Was it like clapping?
I better lower the volume down on this a little bit. So let me try that again.
Do it.
No,
what was
nothing.
that?
Let's try it again.
I heard something.
There it is.
We're not worthy.
There it is. There it is. Little Wayne's World action. Did I break the
Eli
sound
says
for you,
if you-
Billy?
No,
I did.
no. Why?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did. I shut your sound off by accident. My bad.
Oh, thanks. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
All right, word. Bill the Drone Viewer, what up, what up, what up? Eli says, if you have Amazon Prime, you can use Amazon Photos and Drive automatically. Back up your Adobe Lightroom, catalog images. It is actually unlimited if you have, wow, unlimited storage with Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I know, but I've tried Amazon Prime.
I can't get into Amazon Drive.
It's a mess.
I can't get into it.
It's a mess. It's a
Dude,
mess.
have you heard about...
Go ahead.
Have you heard about people are saying that Amazon will make a YouTube competitor?
I see it coming, dude. It's going to happen. I'm going to say it right here. It's going to happen. They have the infrastructure. They have the best online AWS servers. Hey, what's going on, Bill? They have the best infrastructure to do it. If anybody can beat YouTube and make a competitor right now, it's Amazon. And it would be like Prime Video or something, or Prime Tube or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think you'll need a Prime subscription in order to use it, though?
You got to think, though, like, how are they going to pay the creators? Like, the people.
Exactly.
Like, are they going to, like, proposition?
Here's something that I've always thought of is, like, what's stopping me from posting my videos on YouTube and that platform, There's
nothing. There's nothing else. You can try Vimeo, but nobody uses it. Was it Daily Motion?
You mean what
Vimeo? Vimeo? I don't even know what the hell it's called. Vimeo? Yeah, I guess that's how it's
Vimeo,
called.
But I don't think that there's ads running on. I don't know how it works.
I don't know how you.
But I don't know how it works.
I mean, I've never my chat. I've never done it like really for per se the money, but it's nice to have the option to accrue something back, like for basically the equipment that I use, whatever.
Yeah.
But Twitch. Whoa, Steve Carpenter.
Steve,
whoa, that
you
know what that
chat.
deserves? That deserves it. Here we go. Ready?
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
I had to. Thank you, Steve Carpenter. That was awesome. Getting to work out the super chat button tonight.
It'll only allow 9.9, but not 10 on mobile. Thank you guys. Thank you, Steve. That's funny. I've never.
That's crazy.
I've never tried.
Just,
like looking at a stream on mobile.
Yeah, it's so weird. You know what? Actually, yeah, Steve's right. It only does allow like you to round up to 99 cent, which is weird. It's so weird.
That's so weird.
That is very weird.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. So yeah, back to what you were saying. Like, have you played with Twitch at all? Have you? Like, I've been contemplating it, man.
I downloaded. I made an account. and I've been watching like some people stream on it, and I know that like I've seen like Casey Neistat and Sam Sheffer stream on it a little bit, but I don't know. It's like it's kind of weird because then I know I've done it in the past. Like I've done giveaways where I'm like, "Hey guys, I'm doing a giveaway on Twitter. Go check it out." And they're like, "I don't have a Twitter." And so
Right,
you
right.
don't have a Twitter. So like they don't have a Twitter. I'm thinking like, God, if I remember I made a poll. It was like if I did live streams, where do you guys want to see them? Twitch or here on YouTube? And people are like, "What's Twitch?" So
Right, exactly. But there is a collective following for Twitch, and I don't know. Part of me, like when I do my gaming streams or something, and I've only done one of them, but I want to do more.
that'd be perfect.
I want to do more, but I don't want to like sort of flood my channel with it. But like honestly, at the end of the day, it's my channel. So if people don't like it, they don't have to watch. Just don't watch it. You know, it's
Yeah, that's what sucks is like also let's see, let me go to my videos really quickly. I made a video the other day, perfect backup solution for the new MacBook Pro.
yeah, I saw
And
that.
it sucks that like it didn't get a lot of views because I worked pretty hard on it, but I understand why. It just sucks
Sometimes
that,
it's
when
like
you dig
that, though.
yourself when you dig yourself into a niche, it's like if it's not drones, people won't watch.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious that you say that. Like if I make a video that is not about drones, as of late, it just goes nowhere. But if I do something like, let's say, I don't know, about the Fitbit Versa, it may do something. Like sometimes certain videos will do decent, but or camera reviews for some reason. I do very well with camera reviews.
It's also it's also weird because I go and I made the video at the iPad Mini 4 and that's up to 40,000 views. Like I don't get it.
Some things just do so well. So I want to address something that came in email today. I shared it with you. So he's actually watching right now. So Hugh Griffin, who's watching this stream tonight, had asked a couple of questions. So he's sort of new to drones, and a lot of people that are new to drones and don't know, they'll like scour YouTube for information, and they'll stumble across channels like mine or Billy's or even Ken's or anybody's for that matter, and they're just looking for answers. So he said he wants to build a little bit of knowledge to spend his hard-earned money to buy a drone. He bought a cheap drone to get experience on flying, and he's glad he did, which I would totally recommend doing if you are just new to flying. Buy a cheap drone so you can wreck it and understand. But he mentioned something that it never even like crossed my mind, and he said I had a concern and wanted to talk to someone experienced in this arena, and thus he's contacting us. He said, since DJI and other drone manufacturers are located in China, I am concerned about connecting a phone to the controller and downloading updates from a company located in China. I see no issues downloading an app from the Apple Store, but when connecting the phone to a controller that is used to download, I do have concerns. My understanding is the U.S. military has similar concerns. Do you see this as an issue? I value your input and look forward to hearing your response. So something did come out in April where an independent group did a study on DJI and assessed their security. And it was the first time that DJI had ever allowed anybody to analyze their security measures. And they found no malice in anything that they were doing as far as a security standpoint. They actually approved of their security standpoint. Another thing you got to keep in mind, a lot of companies that are based in China and that are in Shenzhen is basically probably one of the more westernized versions of China. So it's not like, China that you like worry about. I'm starting to sound like Trump a little bit there. China. But it's in a different province, and they have different rules they have to follow, and it's probably one of the more westernized parts of China. So it's not really something that I worry about. And put it this way, if there was any issues with that at all, one, their app would not be on the App Store, because every app that hits the App Store, Apple vets. And what's funny is we worry about like these foreign countries, and it's our own country that we have to worry about. I look at like Uber was tracking the location of their patrons for like the longest time.
Uber does some sketchy stuff.
I know, and I use them a lot.
I like them better than Lyft. I think the app works better. I think
everyone
knows about
for
Uber
sure.
more. I don't even want to get into it, but I always hear about this like stuff about Uber doing. I don't know, man. Uber's a sketchy company.
But that's what I'm saying. And like I was thinking, like, so I had to use Uber this week. this weekend actually, and I usually use Uber Select just because it's a better car, better quality, and I saw like the cars were the same number of cars in the area I was at, whether I was using Uber or Uber Select. So it was Uber X and Uber Select. It was the same, and it was like a big difference. It was like double the price. So I'm like, wait a second, is this the same freaking car? And sure enough, it was, but I already selected my ride. It just pissed me off though. Like, and if you complain to Uber, they're not going to do anything. They have the worst customer service.
Here's a little story. I don't want to get off topic. There's a lot of things to say about Uber, but one time I was in Las Vegas for CES, and I got picked up from the airport. And the airport, my hotel was on the same road as the airport, probably about like 5 miles up the road, right?
Okay.
This woman takes us 45 minutes out of her way on a 16-minute trip around the city where she was avoiding traffic, she said. And it went up from my price of like $32. It said that it was going to be around $32. I checked back on the app. It was like 67 or something absurd like that.
And that's another fear I have. That's why I always use my credit card anytime I can. I'm just like, I'm so afraid of getting ripped off with Uber, like, or they just don't end the ride. So it's sketchy, real sketchy.
Getting back to the DJI, like whatever, what we were talking about, the app.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm reading an interesting article. I'll put the article link into the chat if you guys want to go check that out. Apparently, DJI actually like put together a document to send to Gizmodo, and it was about 24 or 27 pages, I think they said. It was a 27-page report, and it wasn't able to be published in full because, according to DJI, the report contained screenshots of some code that it considers proprietary information.
Sure.
So it wasn't put out in full, but they did come out and do a full. I mean, they really want to make it clear that they're not connecting or they're not collecting data for the Chinese government, which I don't think that they are.
What benefit? What benefit would it give them? Like, if you really think it doesn't,
it wouldn't give them any benefit, and like, what data would they be able to collect that would be helpful to the Chinese government?
Right. I don't think it's like, I always look at it like it's a drone flying around. It's not like I'm putting my banking information in DJI Go's app.
No. And it gives you that if you want to get like the NFZ or whatever, if you want to unlock a no-fly zone, for your token you can put in a credit card or your phone number. It's like, oh wow, do I put in my credit card information or my cell phone number? Like, it's a no-brainer. I'm gonna put any phone number in, really. But I mean, if anybody's is it valid? So you need to put you need to get an actual.
Oh, they text you a token.
Phone number in. Yeah.
Well, I got to do what you got to do. I mean, if anybody's concerned with that, there are companies that don't log, don't track. There's very limited things that it does do. Obviously, Autel is one of those companies that is not tracking, not sending data across anywhere. Best of our knowledge, they're not tracking or logging anything. But I mean, really, that's probably like one of my last concerns. I think anything that DJI is doing is just more or less for our benefit, in case if something should go sideways.
And you know what? It's like, even if you look at some like a company like Google or Facebook, the whole Facebook data leak, that's a pretty big deal. But like, I know that people are talking about like Google tracking your search history in order to give you better ads, like tailored ads to your experience, which I could care less about. I'd rather see ads that pertain to me. I don't want to see ads about like Hello Kitty. So
Hello Kitty. It's cool.
Example.
No, I agree with that. I mean, I am totally all about, being able to see them, what I want. It is creepy though, like when you look at the ads and you're like, wow, how the heck does it know that I want that? All right, so so I am often logged into my Amazon account on my work PC. This is so embarrassing too. So embarrassing. Like, so you know how like these ads are tailored and they come up in Skype and everything, and it's like just a random stuff. So I forgot what I was searching for. I think it was, so this is probably, the people are gonna be like, what the hell, Ken? Lingerie. And it comes across in the top banner of Skype. You know how they pull these ads, and it's always stuff you search for. And my boss is logged into my computer and he's like, "What the hell is this in Skype? Why is it showing you this?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't have an answer for you, man." This is so embarrassing, dude. But like, I hate that, dude. It was, I mean, it was just, and it was flashing. I'm like, oh, couldn't be the worst ad in the world, but
that is just an unfortunate situation.
It really is, dude. It really was. I'm just like,
well,
it's
funny
is.
Because right now I'm looking up mattresses, and because I'm moving into a new place, which I'm gonna make a full video about that. But I'm moving into a new place, and I've got mattress ads in my Instagram stories, like whenever I'm going through Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's hilarious, dude. How that happens. So Daniel asked. He said he wanted to know about the Phantom 5 release. My thoughts on that at this point now is that we're not going to see a Phantom 5 for at least 6 months.
Yeah, I've got no idea when it's going to come out, and I'm not holding my breath. And I would say the one thing to look out for, the one thing that we know is going to probably happen on the Phantom 5 is the interchangeable lenses. It's been leaked out a bunch of times. You've got probably 6 different pictures of these lenses. So,
I mean, yeah. So I think, and Bill's even said it a couple times. He said that he thinks that's a prototype. And I agree. I agree that
it could just be testing.
They could just be testing the lens on a very similar body to the Phantom 2, or I mean to Phantom 2.0 and the Phantom 4s and all that.
Yeah.
So Colin White says, I had a lot of issues with the Phantom 4 Pro throwing up green lines and green flickering during flight. Never had this issue with my Mavic Pro. Do y'all think that was fixed with the added OcuSync? You know what? That's a good question. I have seen the green lines. Anytime I've seen the green lines, I've always had to set my Wi-Fi, the wireless, to manual, like to choose a channel. It always meant there was a lot of interference on the channel.
Yeah. I always go auto with my settings. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you guys. Yeah. I mean, so selecting the channel, it's kind of tedious because sometimes some interference could pop up on a channel out of nowhere, and then you have to manually go through and change it. I just rather it cycle through for me.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it works perfect. Like if I'm in a heavily congested area, like with the Spark, I'll choose a channel pretty much manually. I'll try to use the lowest congested channel.
Good idea.
But if I'm out in the middle of nowhere with the Phantom, I'm looking at all my channels and just checking everything, basically myself, and then setting it manually. I hate it. I don't know. I'm just annoyed at the fact that they released a white version of the P4 Pro 2.0 and they don't include a black one, because what's going to happen, like in 2 months there's going to be like, oh, Obsidian, or just make it.
Dan, I don't think that Lightbridge is the problem. I think Lightbridge is still great. I think that really the only big difference between Lightbridge and OcuSync is that OcuSync allows you to connect 2 devices wirelessly. Maybe, is it only up to 2, or can you connect 3 if you wanted to?
I thought it was up to 2. I thought it was up to 2. I think OcuSync just basically gives you a little bit more bandwidth. So whether or not that will fix the channels, I mean, ultimately it's still going to have the same interference issue.
Here's something also that I'm wondering is that with the Mavic Pro, you can have 2 remotes connected. So, are they going to add this dual remote function for the Phantom 4 Pro in the future? Because if so, that would be pretty cool. I mean,
you would think it would have it, because for new pilots, or if you're training, because I know hate to keep bringing them up, but Autel has a piggyback system where you can connect 2 remotes to one controller.
I know, it's a good idea.
So basically, you can have somebody just take control if they need to, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it is just 2. It is just 2. I just did look, and it is 2.
Especially on something like the Mavic Pro, where probably beginners are getting this drone and it's not full-on professionals with experience. If you're just getting the Mavic Pro, being able to have someone teach you, and maybe even for people offering classes, they only have the remotes. They bring your own drone. I'll connect. So I don't know. I think that's a really good idea, and I wish they would add it with the Phantom 4 Pro.
And with the release of the 2.0, I think we're further away as well from seeing the Mavic 2.
I know, dude. I don't know.
And it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Just weird.
Everyone is so obsessed with leaks and stuff like that, and I'm almost at the point where I'm done talking about it. I mean, it was fun in the beginning. I remember when I started talking about like the new Mavic Pro. I
Right.
remember that was like one of the first videos I made, and it was probably like the 10th video I uploaded to my channel, and that video got 24,000 views, and I was like, oh my god, I was like losing my mind. But it was like fun because it was just like so simple. But now it's just like.
But it's
God,
not.
it's just so
It's not
complicated
fair
now.
to, you know. For me, I won't do it anymore just because it's not fair for the viewers. Does that make sense? Does that sound like, I know it's maybe it sounds stupid, but I just think it's not fair to the viewers to troll. I hate trolling people like that with leaks.
I always try to
because
make
it's
sure
just stupid.
I always try to make sure my information is correct before I say anything.
No, but
because,
you
like,
usually have some pretty good, like, I don't know, disclaimer basically saying, you know, or it's not really like a leak video, it's more of like a wish list video, but like an educated wish list.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
to me that, hey, what's going on,
I'm
Ron?
a big fan. I'm a big fan of the wish list videos. Yo, Ron, what's up?
I think wish list
I'm a
videos are
big fan
good.
of the wish list videos.
I think
Yeah.
wish lists are good just because I think, you know, the better part of me thinks that, you know, research and development for DJI probably scrolls through YouTube and is like, you know what, hey, this is your best outlet. This is what people are saying they want. Give it to them. This is what they want. Let's give it to
The
them.
thing is that DJI gets it. DJI sends out their Mavic Air early to people, and like they handled the release of the Mavic Air so well. And the same thing with the Spark, they sent it to a few people, and the Mavic Air, the next drone to come out, I guess not the most recent drone anymore because the Phantom 4 Pro 2.0 is, but I would say the most recent new drone from DJI. They handle it so well, being able to send it out to multiple people to make videos on to come out on the day of. I just think that was like great on them, but Autel just handling it so wrong. Like, what was it? Like that dude, the fitness channel guy, like got a chance to get hands on with you.
Okay,
Like, what?
so let me address that. That made no sense.
I
So
know you were more heated on that. So talk
so
about that. Yeah.
I was so pissed about that because I follow Mike O'Hearn on Twitter, and you know he's been around the fitness community for a while, and for a while I was really heavy into fitness, and I didn't see it on Autel's page. I saw it on Mike O'Hearn's page. I'm like, wait, what the hell is he doing with the Evo? Why is he going hands-on with it? His community, his audience doesn't care about a drone. Like, that's not even the same genre of information that you're providing. You're providing health and fitness and bodybuilding, and then you're gonna go on like
It's ridiculous.
stop trolling people. Either put up a release date. If it's gonna be the 1st of June, that's what I've heard, the 1st of June. But
Really?
that's what I've heard. That's like everything that I've heard was the 1st of June. I was thinking May.
Yeah.
Like logistically, if you look at the time frame of when they announced it to now, it's going to be 6 months by June hits. 5 months, 5.5 months by June hits.
They should have come to CES with.
They shouldn't have went
pretty
to
much finished
CES.
product.
They shouldn't have went to CES. They should just.
They really shouldn't have.
They should have just skipped CES and went to NAB. Because
it's one thing. But
if they would have went to NAB and then they would have released it in June, people wouldn't have been so up in arms about like the release date. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's one thing to fly the drone around in the cage. It's another thing to get it outside.
So I saw the videos of that. Bill actually was like, hey, did you know? So I joined the Evo owners group, which I don't know why it's an Evo owners group. I think it should be the Evo wait-in group. At this point, but I digress. So I saw the video of it, and it was sort of like, I don't know, not really like holding its position very well. Now, according to the gentleman that was doing the filming, he said that the wind gusts were 11 miles an hour. He said gusts. So I don't know.
Huh, okay.
I be that as may. I wasn't out there, so I mean I can see that, but the Evo is a little bit more robust than the Air. And the Air holds its position pretty good, you know, within a foot, anyways.
I gotta just, talk about what Ron says here. He says the worst thing it could do is release the Evo before it is fully baked.
I agree.
DJI did that with the Mavic Pro. The Mavic Pro was not ready for launch. They definitely. I don't know if you guys remember that. I mean, it was almost 2 years ago, but they pretty much launched it because the GoPro Karma came out, and they did a good job because they killed the Karma. But
Oh,
the
the
people
Karma
that
was
got their
screwed.
Mavic Pro. Yes, but I mean it was screwed to start like to begin with, honestly. But the Mavic Pro just did a better job of just pretty much pounding
So
it into the ground.
Rick just said, he goes, "What about Kluge's video?" So let me address his video, because there's nothing new in that video. I watched that whole video, like the whole video. There's nothing new in his video other than they were outdoors flying it. That was the only thing new. All the information is basically still the same. And at this point, I don't think anybody cares about these videos, because if you don't release the product, what does it matter? What does it matter? I watched his video.
Yo,
Not really a fan of the way he presented it, but because he sort of like made it two parts. It didn't need to be two parts. It could have been just one part. Hey, the drone's not ready. The end. End of story.
yeah. Hey, the drone's not ready. Here it is flying around real quick. All right, now we're done talking about it. And I'm looking at the video right now. I literally just pulled it up, and he just showed a shot of the controller. Oh my! I hate how the phone goes on top of the controller. Like, why?
See, I'm the exact opposite. I'm not a fan of how the phone's got to go on the
Really?
Mavic, because I got to take my case off every time I want to connect my
that makes
phone.
sense.
So for me,
That does make sense.
I like just being able to leave my phone in the case. However, if you want to do like an iPad or something, that's going to be a problem like that. Somebody's going to have to make some sort of third party. Maybe we'll see something.
They've got that for the Phantom 4 series. That Phantom 4 remote, they've got a little extender that slides over the top, so you can fit in your iPad Pro, the 12.9 inch. But that thing's too heavy. You can't use that.
See, I'm not hearing anything that had the hold with the GPS. I mean, I watched a couple of videos, and it was fairly decent. I mean, I would imagine that their firmware would have to be pushing out of beta here shortly. But I mean, they even had Autel, the XStar data. I don't know. I don't know. I'm really mixed. I have $75 out right now with Carolina Drones on this. Anticipating to spend at least $1,100. I don't know.
I would say, yeah, 1,100 is probably about right. I'm looking at the video footage from it, and it looks good.
The footage looks great, but if the drone sucks, like my problem with my XStar was I couldn't go very far. You want to talk about green lines and video breakup? The XStar was the worst when it came to video breakup. You couldn't fly very far. I think Ron said it best. The worst thing they could do is release it half baked. But I think they already did the work. The worst thing they did was they put the video. They put all this marketing into it way too soon. Too much too soon. And that's a problem.
I agree, but look. If they come out with a fully released product, it works great, and there's no problems. Good on them.
Grow,
But
yeah.
if they are waiting this whole time, and if they come out with a product that still isn't ready to be released, I'm gonna be so mad.
Dude, if anything says beta, I'm absolutely canceling my pre-order. I don't care about videos, don't care how much time I've invested talking about it. I will save and wait for the next drone.
A full product.
Yeah, you know, I'm still trying to. I was contemplating selling my Phantom 4, but I'm contemplating just buying those props at this point. My P4, I was gonna sell it, but now I think I'm gonna wait and just get these props and see what happens. Maybe it's quieter. Maybe it's better. I don't know.
I would. So yeah. So what? You said you were selling your Phantom 4 Advance, and you're not going to sell it anymore.
I don't know. The problem is I'm going to do a video on this though, because I'm having so many problems trying to sell the drone, and I want to hear the comments from people who have bought a drone, and it's gone through the cycle. Maybe they've had it 6 months to a year, and they've decided, you know what, I want the next best thing. I'm willing to take a small loss on the drone to sell it, so I have a little bit of additional money to buy the next product. I want to hear what struggles people go through. It's hard. It's really hard.
I have that same video written down, like an idea of just like, I basically just want to rant because selling things online is like impossible. So I'm trying to sell a MacBook. It was a 15-inch MacBook Pro, basically fully spec'd out, 13-inch.
Did you put it on Swappa?
No, I put it on eBay and finally got someone legit. Finally went through all the motions, sold it to him, and then he gets back to me. And this is, keep in mind, this is a laptop that has been used for going on 3 years.
Sure.
He says the battery cycles are too high, 710. 710 battery cycles in 2.5 years.
So tell them to get a new battery. Apple, they can replace the battery. It's easy on that one.
And he was like, he was like, how are you gonna make this right? And it was at this point where I was like, look, you can either get a full refund or I'll help you like pay for a partial replacement. Like I'll partially pay. And he's like, okay, yeah, so send me half of whatever it is right now. And I said, no, I'll send you the money once you like give me like a receipt or a proof of purchase or a proof of repair on the laptop.
I contact
don't want to just
PayPal.
send you the $100.
I would contact PayPal at that point and just be like, yo, this is what I'm going through. I mean, PayPal's pretty much in favor of the seller anyhow, from what I've seen anyways. Now, other people may have different, you know, opinions of that, but that's just what I've seen. But I use Swappa. I use Swappa for everything, and that's one of the questions that they ask.
Do they sell drones?
So they don't sell drones, and that was one of the things I emailed. I was been talking to an admin with Swappa about adding a drone category. I think it's important that they have one because it's becoming more and more relevant nowadays, and they need a drone category. They need it.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking today as I was sitting down storyboarding.
They need to do it right.
It needs to be done right, and the problem... I don't know, John. I can't say that. I've had bad deals go south, and I've always won as a seller. They just either ate the money or whatever. I don't know what the deal was. I've sold 2 things, and it's went my way twice, and it was pretty shady deals, as you know, from the buyer. The buyer lost like both times. Like where it was just like not a confirmed address. They said they never got the product. So I've had good experiences with PayPal, but I also have a merchant account. So I've had good deals with them twice. But with Swappa using PayPal, I've not had any issues. But Swappa does a lot of verification. Like you have to have a confirmed PayPal account. You have to have verification. Like they want photos of like battery cycles, whatever. And you can
that's what
like
you need.
If you're selling a phone, you can't have payment plans on a phone. Like, because if that person says, let's say all of a sudden just goes rogue on their phone bill, well, they're going to blacklist that ESN. So they don't do that either. So
here's something that really annoyed me about eBay is I had
it up
for bidding. Yeah, the fees first of all are just through the roof. I just put it up on eBay. I had some people bidding on it, and some dude comes in, like, it was up to, like, $770, and some dude comes in and places an absurd bid of, like, $920, something like that. I was like, holy crap. I go and I check it, and, like, the guy is from South Korea and made his account the day of, like...
Yeah, see, I always look at
that.
that. That's just shady crap. Like, I've had a lot of shady crap happen with eBay. You know, like, last year, I was at the gym, and I got a notification on my watch that somebody bought like 32 gigs of RAM and was having it shipped to some warehouse like in New Jersey. But it was weird. It was like they ordered it, they had it shipped to a warehouse that was a courier service to have it delivered somewhere else. And I'm just like,
doesn't make sense.
I was just like, what the F, man?
Look, it was $920. I got this email right here, and it said that it was like PayPal. And this does not look legit whatsoever.
No,
this is
it
not
doesn't.
a real PayPal email.
No, not at all. That's not even their logo or anything. And
no branding, no anything like that. And if you go and you click on where it says from, that is the email that it was. It was like a Gmail account.
Yeah. So like, I only take confirmed email addresses and confirmed addresses for payments. So I don't, and I'll never do Venmo. There's so many stories about Venmo.
Oh God, no! You hear about Sam Sheffer's story with Venmo?
Yeah, that's a prime example. But it's so funny he falls into that because what's hilarious about this is The Verge wrote an article about a very similar situation, like just recently.
What was it?
It was okay. So the guy sold a camera and basically used the Venmo. And they met up and everything was cool. Pays the guy, and then Venmo finds out the credit card was stolen and that they were using it for a transaction. Immediately reversed it. You know, so whoever's card they used, they got their money back, and basically the person who got paid lost the money. And they always use the same account name. and I don't know if
Really?
it's I don't know if it's a a network of these people doing it. I don't know, but Venmo has always scared me. There's Square Cash. I don't know how.
Yeah, you could use that too.
I don't know how Square Cash is. Square Cash, I think, is a little bit better. You know what? Fuck the battery cycles, man. They can freaking fix that. That especially on that MacBook, they can fix the battery cycles. Hang on one second. I'm gonna put you up on the main real quick. I gotta step away just briefly.
Yeah, yeah. So I tried to sell my my laptop through eBay, and the seller is just not a happy person. Here's a quick story. I know we were just talking about Venmo ripping people off or kind of like scamming people, and my friend or my roommate now, he went to go and try to sell his laptop. He's got a 15-inch. It was just before it was redone with the touch bar, so it was still a little bit beefier. It had the smaller trackpad. He tried to sell it. It was fully spec'd out, 2 terabytes, fastest processor, the most RAM you could have. Again, 15-inch. And some guy contacted him through Facebook Marketplace and was like, "Yeah, let's meet up. I'll buy the laptop off of you." And like, as soon as like that whole entire conversation was done, and they were like, "Yeah, you know what? Let's meet up here." Blah blah blah. He sent him the money. Like, so my friend had the money in his Venmo for like, it was something like $2,700, and then he also had the laptop. So it's like, that's just shouting out scam. And it was like literally the same exact day before my friend could actually go and meet the guy. He got an email from Venmo saying that it was like a fraudulent transaction. So I don't know. It's really tough to sell things online. I want to make like a full rant video about this. I kind of want to refrain from making the rant video, but I think that it's something that needs to be talked about because there's just no good way to sell used things online whatsoever. So I feel like we went on a couple of different topics. We've probably got about 10 minutes left on the stream. We usually go for an hour. I'm sure that there's some people in here who weren't here in the beginning of the stream, so I want to talk a little bit more about the Phantom 4 Pro 2.0, which if you guys haven't seen it yet, it comes with 3 changes. Ken, we're talking really quickly again, just to wrap it up. Let's talk about the Phantom 4 Pro, just in case there's some other people here. The amount of changes just doesn't make it worth it for me as a Phantom 4 Pro owner right now. Even if you've got a Phantom 4 Advanced, like, there's really no reason to go out and buy this Phantom 4 Pro if you've already got a Phantom 4 Pro or a Phantom 4 at that. And I'm just so appalled that they even released something like this. It's like the Mavic Pro Platinum at least gave you some more flight time. Like, that's big. Being able to fly for longer is a big upgrade. It's something that many people will actually want to upgrade to. But just changing the transmission system, first of all, probably 75% of the people buying drones doesn't know what it does. Like, they don't know what these transmission systems are, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I'm actually working on trying to pull that up here on the screen so we can take a look at this here. Bear with me. But yeah, no, I totally agree with that. You know, if we ask somebody about the transmission, they're not gonna even.
Barely anybody would probably know about it, except for people who are like hardcore watching YouTube videos on a couple of drones. They wouldn't understand it. But
I think, you know, that's part of the reason why DJI's done this is because, you know, basically they're like, hey, we're gonna squeeze out whatever we can on this, and people are just gonna buy it. They're gonna love it. And that is a problem.
At the end of the day, you could try to look at this from an optimistic standpoint and say, oh, well, maybe they're just doing this to get rid of Phantom 4 Pro bodies so that we can now make room for a new drone, which if that's the case, then I'm all right with it. But I doubt that they're going to be coming out with anything new anytime soon, which sucks.
But that's the thing, though. I don't think that's the case, like, whatsoever, like, at all. Do I think that they are, like, they're not that thoughtful. You know, and that's the problem. They just genuinely, I don't think, really care about the consumer from my standpoint. I don't think they care that much. And let me just quick play this over here. So here we go. We've got the Phantom 4 Pro, $14.99. $14.99.
Really quickly, let me say something. I noticed this, and this is something different that I saw from the original Phantom 4 Pro. It says 1-inch, 20 megapixel Exmor R CMOS sensor. Is that changed? Is it a different sensor now?
The sensor is literally the same as what it was before. There's literally nothing different about the sensor at all.
So they were using an export sensor.
Yeah, the sensor. Okay. Yeah, the sensors stay the same. That's why I scoured over everything to see if anything should have changed, and it didn't. And that's why I said this particularly doesn't make any sense. And what kills me is, let me just see if I can find it here. They were doing some comparisons, and I think it's further down this page. Oh yeah, here we go. Let me scroll down here a little bit. So they were doing some comparisons, and this dynamic range chart here, and people like jumped all over me about this in my video. These are all comparisons against the Phantom 4 Pro, not the. These are all comparisons against the Phantom 4, not the Pro.
Okay, yeah.
So why are you comparing it against a drone that's literally almost what 2.5 years old? I mean, this is silly. Yeah. This is silly.
I could tell you right now that if I took the Phantom 4 Pro and if I took the Phantom 4 Pro 2.0 and I shot the same exact video, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference whatsoever.
So, and I think that's the reason why this drone has probably been in the hands of like the early adopters, or maybe like the people who have put out the early reviews for quite a while. Because if you were flying this at a park, you know, you don't walk up to somebody and be like, hey, what are you flying? And if the average person walked up to somebody and saw it, they're going to be like, they're not going to probably even give it a second thought that it was a 2.0. Yeah. Unless if you're in the scene and you're obviously, you know, you're all about that, but you wouldn't give it a second thought. So this has probably been like around for a while, and you know, now all of a sudden like we're just seeing it. But I just think $1,700. I just saw somebody in the DJI workshop group actually bought this, and I mean, great. If you don't have a drone, great. You want to spend $1,700 on this?
I saw that too.
But to have upgraded ESCs, and like you said, to get no further flight time, no advanced cameras, you're getting a better transmission signal if you're using the goggles or you want to have multiple connections and quieter props.
Real quick,
$20.
Real quick, don't move down. Go down a little bit on the frame, or go down a little bit on the page. Yeah, right there. It says under videos, DJI. Oh, go up a little bit more.
Sure.
Where it says videos. It says DJI introducing the Phantom 4 Pro version 2.0, but that's a picture of the Phantom 4 Pro, so they just changed the name of that video.
But this is like, this for me is like the comparison of like Apple. Like Apple just basically repackaging, you know, any phone and putting S on it. I mean, but at least with Apple, you're getting like a better processor, better camera. Like, so I mean, not trying to defend Apple.
They always make a substantial internal upgrade. I remember like one of the first like S. Okay, we saw like the 3GS, but like one of the first like S phones that I remember like being in technology, they had the iPhone 4 and then the 4S, and there was not a change except for the 4S got Siri. And I was like, why? Why can't I just have Siri on the 4? You know?
Right. Exactly.
But like here, there is not a single, like, I wish they at least put something in this drone that was a lot different than the Phantom 4 Pro to make me as a Phantom 4 Pro owner want to upgrade to this.
How much
from
hate?
The Phantom 4 to the Phantom 4 Pro.
How much hate did you get on your video?
What, like towards
like
me,
just
myself?
no, I'm just saying about like that people felt that we were being unfair with our assessment of the P4 Pro 2.0.
I didn't get too much.
I was an asshole
one of the
about
things
it.
You were, but I laughed. Yours was funny. Did you see Ken Herron's today?
Oh, that was great.
Ken
that was great. But that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
I know exactly, and like, I don't know. So I think that I didn't get the best ratings on my video just because I didn't have the actual drone. You know, obviously people are wanting to see the drone, but I said like the very first thing, I was like, disclaimer, I don't have the drone. That was the very first thing I put.
Yeah.
I did get something wrong in my video. I said that the ESCs weren't changed. They were changed, but they offer no benefits. So why change the ESCs?
They're newer for no reason.
Like So the reason that the ESCs were upgraded in the Mavic Pro Platinum was to give you more flight time and to make it quieter. But the reason I was quieter was more on the props, not the ESCs. The ESCs were giving me longer flight time. So now that we have these new ESCs in the Phantom 4 Pro, why is there no longer flight time? Doesn't make sense.
So my issue with the P4 Pro is that you're charging $14.99 for a drone that's been around for, I don't know, almost 2 years. You've put better props and included OcuSync. They're like the price and schematic of these drones are just insane, because what's going to happen is as soon as the P5 comes out, this thing is going to drop to, let's say, maybe $1,100, maybe even $999. I mean, look what happened with the Phantom 4 itself. That thing is like sub $1,000, and it was $1,000 drone when it first came out. It doesn't cost them any less to make it, so why are the prices this high? It's not costing them any less 6 months down the road. What the hell?
I know. Someone on my video said, the range is not the same. I'll put $1,000 on that. OcuSync is a boss. I do not think that OcuSync gets you better range.
I don't think so. I can still go as far as I did with my Mavic as with my Phantom. There's no difference in far as range goes. I mean, we haven't improved or pushed the boundaries of that yet. I will be more than happy to put $1,000 on that.
And here's the thing though, is like you need to kind of like put it into perspective going from range to battery life, because let's say you have a 4-mile range. If you actually get to 4 miles without any interference, you're turning right around and come back.
So how long does it take you to get out 2 miles? Like give or take. How long?
2 miles? 2 miles? It probably takes me about 2 minutes. About
2 minutes. Okay.
I would say.
So you get 2 minutes out there. You line up your shots. You get your shots, and that's going to take you roughly 8 or 9 minutes to line up, take your shots, and then you're going to fly back, and that's assuming that you're not in sport mode, right?
Yeah.
If you're in sport mode, that's going to just deplete the battery that much faster.
Exactly. Yeah, and here's the thing is you land at 10% no matter what. It's coming down. You have to like factor that in.
Oh yeah. I never even let my drone get anywhere close to depletion just because I've had too many close calls where it's coming down, and I'm always over water. It's never I can't ever not be over water.
Yeah.
Jack says they must have upgraded the light bridge between the P4 and P4 Pro because my P4 range was awful and the P4P range is amazing. Strange. The only thing I could think of is maybe the bandwidth that it's using, whether it was using just 2.4, it had the ability to jump to 5 gigahertz network. I mean, that's the only difference that I can see.
You know, my friend today just bought the Phantom 4 Standard. He bought it off of, which I think they should put that in the name. Right now, I'm pretty sure it's just called the Phantom 4. I wish they called it the Phantom 4 Standard.
P4S.
Did they actually put the standard in the name?
No, it's just called P4.
Yeah, I wish they would call it the Phantom 4 Standard. But
I agree.
He just bought one off eBay. He's got an iPhone 6S, and he went to go plug it in, and like everything works, turns the remote on. He can like move the gimbal up and down, but when he plugs it into his phone, it says disconnected. It won't connect to his drone. And then he tried his friends, and it worked. So he must have a problem with his device or something.
Yeah, possible. I was contemplating getting the controller, the Plus controller with the 1000-nit brightness, just because I want the brightness. I really want the brightness.
The new LG Q7 or whatever has 1000-nit brightness.
Yeah, no, I saw that. So I was thinking that, you know, maybe I was going to start scouring these different phones. Like, why do we have to spend $1,000 or $500, $600 on a device to just fly our drone? I want to try to find a phone that is sub, let's say, $200 that has ridiculous brightness and that won't overheat, because that's my problem that's my problem that I'm having right now. The iPad overheats, and I noticed that even my X is getting a little hot, which is strange. I don't like the fact that it's this controller is charging the phone. I wish it didn't charge the phone.
I know, me too.
I don't know. I may be like
never comes
random.
in handy for me.
No, I don't want it to control. Like, let me ask me if you want it to charge the phone or not. I don't want it to automatically charge it, because when you're charging and you're in the heat, at least here in Florida, I mean, I'm getting up to like 90 degrees sometimes Fahrenheit out here, and that's hot. Really hot. The sun though is just, especially in the direct light, so
brutal.
It is really it is brutal. So Thursday I'll be on, best of my knowledge, I'm going to be on Ken Heron's show. I don't know what time.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for that. I'll be there.
What times do you usually have people on the show?
Yeah, so he starts at like 7.
Okay.
So it's going to be different because he starts at 8 our time.
Okay.
Because he starts at 7. And then usually like 8:30 he'll bring you on.
All right. So that'll work. I was just trying to line it up.
I would just
'cause
say,
Deadpool is Thursday, so.
well, you got to start watching the show, I'd say, and then you'll hear him say, "All right, let me bring so and so on," and just have your Skype open.
Yeah, that's what I was. I sent him an email today just confirming, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, no issues. At least Skype's. At least he's got. It's a lot different when we bring somebody on because people are so confused with
I know with
vMix. Yeah, I mean it's getting better. It's definitely getting better.
Yeah,
so
I agree. Yeah.
You know what? Let's do this. We haven't done this ever. Let's open it up to any questions anybody has. So does anybody have any questions for us before we juke for the night?
I like doing that, a little Q&A at the end.
Yeah, no, I agree,
anything
man.
you guys want to know.
They make cooling pads for iPads. Is it a case, Bill?
I never knew that.
I've never needed one. I didn't have this issue with my Pro 9.7. I have never had that issue. That was the weirdest thing. I'm so glad it was feet away from me. Otherwise, it was going. It was done.
Yeah.
And
it's scary.
It was because I was in the marsh. It probably would have landed and just maybe broke something, but it probably wouldn't have got submerged in water.
Yeah.
But it was just muddy. I would have sunk down in mud trying to get it out. But anyways,
I got my drone stuck up in a tree, and I put my controller down, and I had the full intention of climbing that tree to get my drone. But luckily my dad's boy has a bucket truck, and he got it out for me. So
Bill says no, it's for private pilots.
Doesn't make sense.
You got a link, or I don't understand what private pilots. I'm not following. I would have thought
Ken,
maybe it's the case.
Ken, I gotta send you something. Say it's an iPad holder for your Phantom.
Yeah, dude, I definitely could use it because I can't fly off my phone anymore. I can't fly off the phone anymore.
What iPad do you have? Just the 9.7 inch?
Yeah, it's a standard iPad. It's the
Okay.
Yeah, it's the 9.7 inch.
I think I have ones made for the Mini 4 and the 12.9 inch, but I might be mistaken. I'll check what I have.
I was thinking about getting a 3D printer and making something.
That'd be cool.
Just try to make something.
3D printer.
Dude, they're so awesome. I really want a 3D printer. Now that I have a dedicated Windows machine, I think a 3D printer makes sense more than ever because they don't have anything like that for Mac. They have nothing.
Daniel
like
Hager
that.
says, "How does Autel get his info?" And
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
How does he get his info?
So,
It's sister. Right?
Dude, I don't understand. So last Monday we had our show, and we talked about Osita saying, "Oh, it's going to be released in 72 hours," he said. And we were both like, "No, that's not going to happen."
Yeah.
Blah blah. We wrote it off completely. Wake up the next morning, and Phantom 4 2.0. So I think this is my thought on Osita. I think he's a jerk for one, but I think he has legitimate info. I think he has legitimate info. Despite what a lot of people think, I think he has legitimate info, but I think he enjoys trolling people when he doesn't have info. That makes sense? He doesn't have info, but he feels compelled.
Yeah, some of the stuff that he puts out, if he's ever wrong, they'll just be like, "Oh, it's just an idea, it's just a concept." But you gotta tell us that.
But I mean, he's obviously he knows somebody who works for DJI because he's got to be in Shenzhen. He's got to have somebody who's a friend of a friend of a friend, whatever. It's obviously somebody who hasn't connected who he is yet, or he's not on DJI's radar, which I can't believe. I honestly could not believe.
Well, apparently the engineers are taking this design, so
I don't know. He says,
"Did you see that one tweet that he said?"
Yeah, I saw that. Dude, it was crazy. He's the guy. He did say the Phantom 5 is coming soon. Well, if the Phantom 5 is coming soon, how many pissed off people will there be if it comes in and they just paid for this 2.0? I mean, what would a price range be for this? You got $17.99 for the controller, $14.99 for the one without the Plus controller. We got to be looking at $17.99 starting price, right?
Dude, I swear to God, if it is a Phantom 5 with interchangeable lenses, shoots 5.2K, has an upward sensor and dual battery slots, I'd pay $3,000. That's essentially an Inspire 2 at that point, but
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the lens
if they could
having
just,
interchangeable lenses would be ideal.
if they can just shrink down what they have in the Inspire 2 to the Phantom.
I just don't like all the different lines they have. Like, I get they're trying to appeal to
I
the
know.
mass market, but you have the Air,
It's
the
annoying.
Spark, the Mavic, the Phantom. Then you have the Inspire lineup, and then you go from the Inspire to like the Industrial, which I get those. Those I understand, but I don't know.
Dude, I'd love to get a Matrice. Those things look awesome.
They do. I think they have the low latency sync as well.
For what?
For the controllers, like they have like almost it's almost like a ridiculous like 2 millisecond latency or something like that. It's something insane.
Dude.
Like you can get real precise with those.
I tried to hook up with a drone distributor around the area. They're like over in New Jersey. This was back when the Matrice first came out, and I asked them if they got their hands on the Matrice if I could come out and fly it, and like they'll sponsor the video, everything, and they responded and they were like, yeah, and then I never heard from them. I was like, oh,
Okay.
that'd been so awesome.
So Bill just sent me this cooling pad for the iPad, and it's basically, it sort of looks like a case.
Oh wow, yeah, I see that. It's got like little fans on the back.
$169, which is half the
Yeah,
cost of
it's
an
a little
iPad now.
It's a little expensive.
And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like 4 fans in here, a level. I'm sure some sort of battery itself. It's got a test on-off switch.
It looks like there's like 2 batteries in there. Do you see that?
Yeah, no, I see that. That's pretty insane looking. I wonder how heavy it is. See, for me, I think I'm just gonna go freeze some ice packs and just put those on the back of my drone.
Dude, not a bad idea.
Just freeze some ice
all.
packs and just try to keep it as. It shouldn't be getting that hot though, to the point where it's just gonna shut down. It's only doing that because it's charging itself. That's the only thing I can think of. DJI Tello too. No, we don't need another Tello. This thing, you know, the last time I flown this was like almost
When you did your review.
Pretty much. It's not been flown at all. I don't even know why I got this. The review didn't go very well, and it's okay. I don't know why I got it. I got it because it's a cool ornament though. It sits on a shelf.
Yeah.
it sits on a shelf. It looks cool. I don't know. Maybe I should do a giveaway on it.
Yeah, do it. Why not? That'd be cool.
I've got
the sweetest idea for a backdrop in my new place because I don't want to do this white backdrop anymore. Like this makes sense for a stream.
Why don't you do a green screen? You don't want to do a green screen?
You'll see. Nah, you'll see. I'll keep it a secret for now. I just want to build the hype.
I was thinking about maybe doing a backdrop just because it's sort of a mess behind here, and it sort of throws off the auto.
You could get something that like hangs from behind you, and you can roll it up. You know?
Yeah, Elgato has one.
Boom, drop it.
Elgato has one that pops up. I'm running out of room in this
cool.
office. It's a cluttered mess as it is. It really is. But I'm thinking about doing like Elgato's thing where it zips up. Maybe just do a backdrop. The fake Mavic Pro pick was a game for him. I think he honestly. I think he was talking about the Mavic Pro when he tweeted out that photo. I think he was just being a jerk off. I think he knew. He was just going off of everybody's emotions at that point. Had to be. But I mean, look where we're at now. We're not going to see a Mavic Pro. Not until probably when we see the Evo, whenever that happens.
Maybe the fall. The fall is when the original Mavic Pro is released. So 2 years later, Mavic Pro 2. I don't know.
And that gives people enough time to fly that are up north.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do? Anyways, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with Billy and I tonight on the stream. We truly appreciate it. Went a little over, actually, tonight, but that's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah, cool.
But good stream. I will see everybody on Thursday for Ken Heron show, so stop by, say hi, or don't. It's fine.
Break a leg.
I'm going to actually be taking a little bit of a break. No show next week. I'm traveling, so we'll pick up the following week. So give it a little break. So make sure you stop by Billy's stream on Sundays. He's doing this.
Might not be streaming this Sunday, but we'll see.
Are you moving Sunday or?
I've been moving since like last Thursday, but I don't know. These next couple weekends I'm a little busy, so I'll see what happens.
I'm just, you know, it'll be nice to have a break from doing this.
No,
like just one,
you
know, just one Monday. And I'm also sort of like slowing down with videos. Just, I need to, I don't know, a lot of stress making this crap. So I'm
I know
gonna
what you mean.
take like an extended vacation, I think, for a little bit. But anyways,
It's gonna feel nice.
Thank you so much, everybody. I will see everybody eventually soon, Thursday. Peace.
Later, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, our in-flight entertainment is about to begin. For further details, please refer to your copy of the in-flight entertainment guide found in the seat pocket in front of you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen,